accident, obviously. That on the Eiger Direct, it was the worst winter on record, from what I gather. That it just snowed nonstop. Dad's original plan for climbing the Eiger Direct was to do it in 9 days as a traditional alpine-style climb. An alpine-style climb, as opposed to Himalayan climbing of the era, was where you start at the bottom and you go to the top, and you don't leave anything behind. There's no fixed ropes that you're going up and down carrying gear or anything like that. You just start and don't stop till you get to the top. I heard that a German team had started to climb the Eiger, and the German team had 8 people, and they would have some people leading the climb and others ferrying gear up and down. They'd have changeovers of personnel. As one group got tired, they'd replace them. But that whole winter, it just kept storming and storming, and they ended up spending 6 weeks on the climb, and sort of in competition, in a way, with this German team, sharing ropes occasionally, sharing some leads, but somewhat independent as they were going up. And meanwhile, these ropes that were being put up, hanging from the wall, they were suffering some wear and tear, and they were very skinny ropes. It was a time when they thought that the skinny ropes would be okay. There had been a storm, and Dad and Dougal Haston had been on this big snow cave at Death Bivouac, and they spent, I think, almost a week there, and then looked like the weather was getting a little better, so they started up. They'd already fixed ropes higher. Dougal Haston went up first, got to the spider, and then was waiting for Dad to follow him. And on this one rope that should have taken only about 20 minutes to climb up the rope, he waited for an hour, then more than an hour, and Dad didn't show up, and finally he decided he was getting very cold and decided to go up a little higher. And meanwhile, this German climber had decided to go down, and he went down the rope that Dad was supposed to be on, well, got to that rope that Dad was supposed to be on because Dougal Haston was higher, and then came back up and said that the rope was broken. It had broken over an edge. And at the same time, there had been radio communication with a German climber who was just ahead of them, that they'd seen somebody fall from down here. This Peter Gilman, a reporter, had been watching the climbers on telescope, and he'd seen somebody fall, and they weren't sure who it was at first, but they identified the red color as being Dad's. And